Alright, you already know who it is. King Fortune. Back in this motherfucker once again. You already know. So now we're going to be dealing with the true meaning of love. But not love, L.O.V.E. We're going to break it down, as we can clearly see here. And of course, we're going to be using our divination tools to further reiterate the point here. So first and foremost, we'll start here. The word love breaks down to the number 9. We know that the number 9 is the number of Mars. It also breaks down to the word born if we take it to the supreme mathematics. Mars is the masculine spirit, or the moving spirit. So you have the feminine spirit, then you have the masculine spirit. So Mars represents the moving spirit. Born represents, obviously, manifestation, and it represents life. The connection that Mars and born has is, of course, sex, because sex equates life. Life equates sex. No sex, no life, no life, no sex. Now, if we were to break it down with the supreme alphabets, we get love, hella right. The O would be cipher, the V would be victory, the E would be equality. So depending upon if a person loves hellish or righteously, their cipher of victory will either balance their life or destroy their life. What do I mean? Depending upon if you love hellish, your cipher of victory, meaning your will to succeed in love, will either set into motion balance on the physical plane, mental plane, and spiritual plane, or your cipher of victory or your will to succeed will end in your destruction, all depending upon if you love hellishly or righteously. Now, what determines a hellish love or a righteous love? If we take it a step further, we see that the number 9 also resonates with the solar plexus, which is the third chakra coming from downward, upward. If you were going upward, the third chakra would be the solar plexus, which represents your willpower and your self-image. Your cipher of victory is your solar plexus because it is there where you create your self-image. And there's an emphasis on the creation of the self-image. So we're not talking about what family you're from, what skin color you are. We're not talking about what your background is. We're talking about your self-creation of whatever image that you are projecting out into the world. That's why the symbol of Mars, as we see in front of us, is the circle with the arrow pointing out, the life giver. You can say the sperm coming from the balls to the penis and going into the womb. However you want to break that down. Now, a couple other words that also resonate with the frequency of the number 9 is law, blueprint, and Venus. So love is the law. The law is the blueprint of Venus. And we know Venus is the planet of what? Harmony and love, connections, and partnerships. Your cipher of victory will either kill you or bring you to equilibrium. All this is happening within the solar plexus. Your self-image and your will to project that self-image will determine your law, which becomes your blueprint, which becomes how you harmonize and how you connect with other people. How you connect with other people is based upon your willpower and your self-image, which is the realm of the solar plexus. Also, we understand that Mars, when we take it to the zodiac, it rules over the astrology signs of Aries and Scorpio. Aries being the warrior, Scorpio being the ninja, the light side and the dark side. So in other words, you have people who like to put their relationships on display. Then you have the people who like to keep their relationships secret. They're more conservative. Now, all depending on how you choose to love will determine which path is good or bad for you. Because again, some people putting their relationships on display, that may not be a good thing. But sometimes it can be a good thing if you're trying to push a brand or, like a power couple, so on and so forth. It could benefit you, but it also can destroy you. Also, it could benefit you to keep your relationship silent. And it also could destroy you by keeping your relationship silent because it may be unfair to your partner, all depending on how their mind works. Now, if we were to break down the definition of love, it will break down to romantic sexual attraction. Now, what is romantic sexual attraction? Romantic just means spiritual. So when a person say, okay, you're romantic, I like when you're romantic, with the roses and the candles and the ambiance. That's all in the spirit into connection. So to be romantic is to channel the spirit into your connection. That's what it means to be romantic. Now, what does sexual mean? Sexual represents a fusion of energy. And of course, what is attraction? Magnetism, or the law. What a person is magnetized to is determined upon their law or their blueprint or their Venus or their balance or their harmony. That determines what a person is attracted to or repelled to. So romantic sexual attraction is spiritual or otherworldly fusion that is connected through the magnetism emanating from within both individuals, or however many individuals may be in the inside of the union, right? Also, love can also mean to care or desire, which leads to attachment. When people fall in love, why is it a falling? Again, you see the Joker over there. So when people say they fell in love, you see that the Joker is distilling cards upon the earth. Because when you fall in love, you develop an attachment to a person, a place, or a thing. And that attachment can become deadly. Because if you're so attached to a person that even you will stay with them even if they're, mistreating you, they're doing you wrong, then you see how that can be destructive. To develop an unnatural attachment, which is, again, this whole society is based off of that. People being attached to each other, and that's what creates war. This is what love means by being hell or right. Meaning, if love becomes an attachment to you, if you become attached to a person, then love can become hellish. So if a person feels betrayed, then all hell breaks loose. However, when that attachment is never there, that love can be righteous because there is nothing that's telling that person, oh, you belong to me, you can do this, you can't do this, I like this, I don't like that. All that selfishness is no longer in the picture. That's when it becomes righteous because the people or whoever is involved are allowed to develop naturally. You can naturally develop and you can naturally grow because the love is a thing that naturally gives life. Love gives you life, but it has to be righteous. It has to be allowed to grow naturally. And again, it becomes hellish when the love becomes an attachment. So to finish this up, we're going to pull a random tarot card as we have been doing recently. The deck is already shuffled. I don't know what card is going to come up. And we're also going to just read a random verse from the Book of Alchemy, as most people call the Holy Bible. So let's see what the tarot has to say about all this. If we flip the card over, we have oppression. The reason oppression is, as we were just speaking about, when love is not allowed to naturally flourish, it becomes an oppressive situation or hellish love. So as we see, It's the 10 of wands. So we're dealing with desire. We're dealing with the elements of love. Love is very fiery. It's very passionate. But that oppressive force comes when the attachment is developed. That attachment leads to oppression, that hellish love. But when you remove the attachment or the oppression, that natural flame, that natural desire, that natural romance is allowed to glow and flourish. And the love becomes righteous. And lastly, we're just going to open up a random verse of the Bible and just see what it says, and we'll end the video. So let's just open up a random verse here. So, just gonna... All right, what does it say? 13th verse. Sheba, Dedan, the merchants of Tarshish, and all of their young lions will say to you, have you come to take ponder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to carry away silver and gold, to take away livestock and goods, to take great ponder? So what is this saying? The question is being asked, have you come to love hellishly? Meaning, have you come to take what is not yours? Because that's how people get when they fall in love. It's like they are taken away from something that was never theirs to begin with. That attachment becomes unhealthy. So the question is being asked, have you come to take my gold and my silver, my pineal gland and my pituitary gland? Have you come to dominate me, or have you come to love me? Some people love to dominate. Some people love to nourish. So the question has to always be asked, what have you come to do? Have you come to dominate? Have you come to extract? Have you come to take things that are not rightfully yours? Or have you come to be righteous and allow love to naturally flourish? And the reason it says to all the young lions, because again, young people tend to fall in love a lot more quicker than adults. You know, because they're a lot more passionate. Their emotions is all over the place. They're going through a chemical imbalance as they are going through puberty. So everything is just quickly. You know what I mean? So the young lions are still learning. So they may not be able to recognize the difference. So the question must be posed. Have you come to take the gold and silver, the third eye and the crown chakra, the sun and the moon? Have you come to take my natural gifts, my natural gold and silver? Because gold and silver is also within the body. All elements are also within the body. The body is the universe, as we should know by now. So have you come to take what was never rightfully yours? Or have you come to add on to something that can be yours? Or have you come to add on? Because when you come to add on, it becomes a part of you. And you didn't have to extract or take. But when you come to take and extract and not give in return, then we see where the problem lies, and that's when the love becomes hellish. So we'll end it there. What is the true meaning of L.O.V.E? Love, hell or right. Because that will determine whether your cipher of victory or your cipher of willpower, your cipher of the self-image, will it lead to your destruction, or would it lead to your equality, you being able to live on this earthly plane peacefully because you have decided to add on instead of taking away that which was not ever yours? So we'll end it there. Peace.